uh, food, drink, and tobacco. Food, drink, tobacco is used. Food, sport, beverages, clothing, footwear, use, clothes and shows. Leisure education is synonymous recreation and learning. Ireland, Irish, Italy, Italians, Spain, Spaniard, Sweden, Swedish, Turkey, Turks. So they use the synonym word in their writing task, and this is very good sample to have 80 score in IELTS writing task 1. So Artuna, will you be able to write down like this way, like the writers?
No, I don't think so.
So what is your problem? Why you cannot write this? What's the thing? Why?
Maybe vocabulary, maybe analyze the table.
Yeah. I think vocabulary we use very simple here. We don't need to use some complicated vocabulary as reading part. In the writing part, we can use simple word. Then we can
make a grammar. Yeah.
Make a sentence. Make a sentences, and first of all, we have to understand what the question is and what it is. If you want to understand the question, and you can explain the question of your own sentences. This is the main things. Then you have to be habituated to understand different type of question, like a table, like a graph, like a diagram, like a bar chart, pie chart, different type of IELTS question, task 1. You need to be habituated to write down to understand. Then you can do better. I think it's not a big deal for us to have 80 score in writing task 1 and 2. If you understand, then if you know the writing strategy, how you can write down, how you can make sentences, and how you write down a sentence of your own knowledge and experience. For writing something, for speaking something, we don't need to use more complicated words, more hard words. Just the word you know, you can make a sentence. That was the main thing. Whether you understand the question or not, this is the main thing. I think, Archana, you understand well. Did you?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, we like to know the Najmul Islam. I think Najmul Islam understand how to write the IELTS writing task 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Can you please, Najmul Islam, give us some idea? What did you understand when you are going to write the IELTS writing task 1? What thing you need to plan?
First of all, I have need to identify the overview of the questions. What are the main theme of the questions? That can be input on my introduction part. After that, after that, I can find out if the information is show the table form as like that, like consumption of different kind of products. I have need to find out the highest point and lowest point of the data, and that put in the overview of the paragraph. After that, I have need to go the main body where I can describe the whole things. With compare with one each other, and lastly we can finish the.
Okay, Nazmul Islam is excellent. You have good idea. So you were talking about the paraphrasing. So in the introduction paragraph, how you explain the table introduction paragraph, I confirm that you understand the question. Please, your own knowledge and experience, how you explain the introduction paragraph regarding the question?
In this table, the table display the percentage of percentage of
Expenditure of
expenditure of
for five
different types of
countries
consumer
people.
goods.
Consumer
Different types of
expenditure mean that you can use expenditure is in terms of consumer. The people of five countries like Ireland, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Turkey for food, drink, clothing, and leisure time. This is about introductions. So what you need to write in the overview paragraph? Can you please share your comments?
The table shows the highest highest
Yes. Highest this
highest
one
food
Turkey use highest amount of money.
Turkey highest consumption of the food, drink, and tobacco. Is highest portion is Turkey, which is 32.14%. On the other hand,
No, you don't need to specify the percentage in the overview. Just write down the highest amount of money, highest amount of expenditure has been spent by Turkey for food as well as islands. This is enough. You don't need to specify that this percentage in the overview paragraph. You will explain, you will specify in the body paragraph. Let's have a look in here, body paragraph. In the introduction paragraph, the writer did not mention. Writer only mentioned overall the largest proportion of consumer spending in each nation went on food tops and beverages, tobacco. The lowest was for the recreation and learning. This is the overview. Now, the writer explained in the body paragraph and classify. Writer have given clear information about how many percentage they use for the food. You can have looks with regard to food, beverages, and tobacco. The nation that spent the highest was Turkey at 32.14%, followed by Ireland at nearly 29%. Spain was third with 18.8%, whilst Italy and Sweden were 16.36% and 15.77% respectively. This is about the food spent by three countries. Now the second paragraph is about clothing and shows. Here the writer used synonym word shows, footwear. This is the synonym word shows. So turning to clothes and shows, which accounted for the second highest proportion of spending. The Italians spent the highest proportion at exactly 9%. The next highest proportion were by Irish spenders, Turkish at around 6.5%. The Swedish spent the latest at 5.40%. Then finally, it's about the leisure. Spending on leisure and education was the lowest for all five nations, that means all five countries. The biggest level of spending was by the Turks at 4.35%. The next biggest, highest was in Sweden and Italy was 3.22 and 2.3.2% respectively. Well, Spain had the lowest proportion being 1.98. So, Mr. Nazmul Islam, I think you understand. And
Yes,
if
sir.
you follow this type of writing, and in part one, I think you can have good score. Did you understand, please?
Yep.
Can you please
Yes,
hear you? I think if you try yourself, if you follow this kinds of writing, I think you can do better. Abdul Rahman, I like to know about your feedbacks, whatever you understand or not, the writing task one.
Yes, sir, I understand.
So I recommend you try yourself if you have some IELTS task book like a Cambridge book, or if you download some IELTS writing question PDF, you can try yourself. You can follow this instruction and try to write down. And very important thing is that for writing IELTS, you have to understand the question very clearly. Then you have to plan how many paragraph or how you need to write down. Now we can have discussed more things about the more questions. So I like to know from Archana. Could you please, Archana, write down the question, read the question?
Yeah, the graph below shows the quantities of goods transported in the UK between 1974 and 2002 by 4 different modes of transport.
Transport. So what do you understand, Archana, by the question? Can you please make us clear what do you understand by the question?
Yeah, it means that between 1974 to 2002, 4 different type of transport used for transporting goods to the UK.
Okay, I like to make you clear, Archana, please, you can follow me. The graph below show the quantity of goods transported in United Kingdom between 1974 and 2002 by 4 different modes of transport. So here they are talking about transportation in United Kingdom from 1974 to 2002. The transport, the media, road, water, rail, and pipeline. So we need to understand the picture. There is the million ton, four type road. First one is road, second one is waterway, third one is railway, and fourth one is pipeline. So you can have a compare from 1974. In 1974, you can see the million tons of transport where transport was in the more than 60 million ton transport or 70 million transport were on the roads, and about 40 billion ton transport were on the water and railway. Only 5 million, more than 5 million transports were on pipeline. So you can have understand the question. So you need to plan how you are going to write down the questions. You need to plan very well, very decoratively, that how you have to make a pair of pages. First paragraph should be introduction. In the first paragraph, you can write the introduction. Second paragraph, you can write the overview. And the third paragraph, you can have explain about the body paragraphs. So you need to plan how many paragraphs you are going to write. First should be introduction. In the introduction paragraph, you need to explain what you understand the questions. So we can write down our own knowledge. You can explain that the graph, this is about the graph. The graph gives us information about quantity of goods or stuffs transported to in United Kingdom between 1974 to 2002 by 4 different modes of transport like road, water, rail, and pipelines. Then overview should be I can see in the picture in the graph the highest amount of transport transport, highest amount of transport were on the roadway, waterway, similarly railway, then the pipelines. Lowest amount of transport were only in the pipeline. So this is about the highlight, and we can call it overview. Now we can see a simple answer, and before that we can have some linguistic synonym. United Kingdom, that means UK. Goods synonym is product, cargo, freight. Transported synonyms: conveyed, moved, shifted, deliver. The synonym what? On mode of transport, type of transportation, form of delivery: road, roadway, water, boat and ship, rail, train, railway, pipeline. You will know about the okay. So we can have idea about the synonym what. Then you have looked the simple answer. And in simple answer, we can have some pair of pages. First paragraph, you are going to write the introduction. In the first paragraph, you are going to write introduction. First of all, have a look the introduction here. The line graphs will provide information about how cargo was conveyed by 4 types of transportation in the United Kingdom from 1974 to 2002. Overall, goods sent by all form of delivery increased the spot for railway units. Flock chart, which flock chart, that means ups and down flock chart. This is about the introduction. Then you can go to the body paragraph. In the body paragraph, starting with the road and pipeline, the most cargo was moved by road in 1974 with roughly 70 million tons, and it gradually increased to about 80 million tons over the next 20 years. It increased dramatically to finish at just below 100 ton by 2002. In contrast, with only about 7 million in 1974, pipeline was the lowest, and it increased to roughly 22 million by 1994. It remained at the figure until the end of the period. Then the last paragraph, goods conveyed by water and rail were each about 40 million tons in 1974. After 1978, shipping surfaced well, wasting roughly 58 million tons by 1982, and then it flowchart for the next 20 years. During the same period, rail freight decreased to approximately 25 million tons. By 2002, the tonnage transported by road increased to 60 million, and railway rose to just over 40 million. Right? They use 181 watts. So now you have to plant. If you understand the question, you have to plant. To write a paraphrase, you have to write down of your own sentences. Now, I like to know feedback one after one. I can have idea about Najmul Islam Riyadh. Can't hear your comment, please.
Yes, sir.
how you are being to explain the introduction breakdown?
In introduction paragraph,
How you are explain the introduction breakdown? Full stop. Yeah. Can you please explain your own part? That I have given simple answer, the way of writing down. Please explain the introduction paragraph and body paragraph and overview.
The introduction paragraph can be mm, the line chart. The line chart displayed the information about different types of transportation mode in UK, 1974 to 2002, and they also shows the how much change in how much change the transportation mode in that years in those years. Uh, and in overview, we can say
Okay,
that
I like to give you more idea about this, that you understand well how you need to write down, but you have to make arrangement your sentences as well as your grammatical accuracy, and you understand well the question. Now you plan to write down the pages. I think someone you bar 1801. Please, can you share what do you understand about the writing task 1? Can you share your view, please? What do you understand about the writing task 1? In the writing task 1, we were discussing how to write down the task 1. We were discussing the, first of all, you need to understand the question well, very well. Then you can plan yourself writing down the pages way. Here you can see the graph is about the transportation to UK, good transportation in UK from 1974 to 2002. And you can have explanation. There are 4 modes of transportation: road, water, rail, and pipeline. In the 4 modes, as you can see, in 1974, the highest of the transports were on the road and waterway. Then about respectively 65 million ton and 40 million ton. After some year, like 1978, transportation and roads decreased a little bit, and but in the transportation in water have increased, which is gone nearly to 60 million ton. And since from 1982 and between 1982 and 1994, it was fluctuate, or it was remain stable, or it was not remarkable. There were no remarkable change of transportation on the way. And but for the railway, the transportation decreased gradually decreased weights since 1978, and it was fluctuate between 1978 to 2002, which were about 20 to 40 million ton. And in terms of talking about pipeline transportation, which were the lowest amount, and beginning in 1974, it was only 5 million tons. After 1928, after 1980, it increased. Between 1980 to 1990, it was remained unchangeable, stable. Though it increased a little bit in 1994 till 2002, it was stable. So this is about the thing you need to understand. You need to write down. You need to explain your word of your own sentences. So if you understand, you can write down. Now we can go to the give you other question sample. This is about another question sample. You can write. This is about diagram. Diagram are to classify. One is maps of some places. Another is about some procedure. For example, you can see the diagram will show the various stage involved in production of beer. We know the beer production, how the beer is produced. You can see, you can get idea about the producer of beer. Here, the stage of producing beer, you can see the melted beer produced here. You can see the melted. Here, the melted barley, water, spring grains, animal feed, yeast, and fermentings, mutuins, years, coolings, cooling some things. Now we can have some word to use. Which word you are going to use here? Here you can see the some word production. Selenium is manufactured. We are alcoholic beverage. Sequener first, absolutely. After that, finally, verb of process, verb are need to be described, putting thing in, taking them out, changing one thing into another, throwing away waste items, and putting, insist, edit, take out, exactly, move, change, transported, altered, thrown away, discarded. So you can get an idea about some word. Now we can have the simple answer, how they write down in the first paragraph. Introduction is that the feature illustrate, the feature mean the diagram illustrate the different steps used to manufacture beer. Overall, there are 11 stages in process, beginning with the millings of melted barley and ending with the packaging of beer. For example, you can see begin melted, start from the melting and end with the packaging. We can, in the overview, we can write down the where it's begin, where it's end. This is about the overview. Then the body breakdown. This is overview. You can see there's overview, the beginning and the end. The overview. The body paragraph, you can see the paraphrase, the first paragraph in body, looking at the for fermentation, pre-fermentation stage, looking at the pre-fermentation stage of Fussy's process, we can see that in order to get liquid from melted barley, it has to be melted most with water and latered in special chunks. In order to get a pure liquid, the spent gain is taken out and used for the feeding of animal. Then the liquid has to be boiled with sugar and soap and mixed in a whirlpool before cooling. In the remaining stage, cold liquid is fermented by adding yard and during the process, carbon dioxide is exerted, then it is transported to stage tank in order to be mature. In the second to the last stage, the mature beer is transported to a filter of a filling. Finally, the beer is fixed in the either bottle, valves, put in the tanker, chalk for delivery. So this thing is explanation. When you have this kinds of question in your real task, you have to specify how many stages are used in the picture to produce something. In here, they are using the diagram of producing some beers. You can have looks at types of things here. This is about the map. If you find this kinds of map in your real task, you have to plan, you have to understand the map first. The map is about here, you can see before and after. Before in the map, there are sea around the map, around the land. And in the land, there is nothing, no building, nothing here. Some tree were seen. But after the land were decorated by some houses, some tree here, restaurant as well, accommodation, and about some fiber, something they added. This kinds of question can be found in the real task. If you find this kinds of question, this kinds of map, you have to remember that past, future, and present. What were in the past, what are in the present, what will be in the future. What you have to focus what were in the past building, thing, school, college, university, but at present they have said they have and added some building or they do. Now we have to see some linguistic statistics that during the location, when you have the location top left, top right, left, center, right, center, bottom left, bottom or bottom left, center, in the center of the map, in front of, behind, next to, adjacent, and describe the object that are nearby, yes, next to, within, essay, this of, it is not for the far from. So we can have looks about the simple answer, how they are write down. And they have write down how many paragraphs they have write down. First paragraph is introduction. Given are two maps in depicting an island before and after the building of tourist amenity. Overall, the island transformed from having no map, no man-made construction to an island that is covered with structure, aspect on the right-hand side of the island. This is about the introduction. And the body paragraph, in the body paragraph, what you are being right now. Starting with the first map, we show the island has only one beach on the left-hand side, and it is more respect for the few trees as started around it. The island is about 250 meter long and about 75 meter with no other notable feature. The second map illustrates the building of tourist infrastructure on the island. The left of the map shows the path was constructed to yellow tourists to go swimming at the beach. The path is connected to wing of bungalow. To the right of the path, road was built with a reception building beside it. The road led to a restaurant above the reception and jetty blew it at allow boat to dock. On the right side of the island, another wing of the house was constructed, connected by the path. The far right remained free from man-made construction. So the 187. So you can have idea in everything. So what you have to understand, that we have to understand in the IELTS writing task what about the task, what the picture is about. Once you understand very clearly about the fixture, you can have idea, you can gather idea how many paragraphs you are going to write. Now I need to know again from our participants. Archana, can you please explain and what thing you gather idea about writing task one?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Can you please explain what did you understand when you are going to write task one? What thing you have to focus?
We have to know clearly about the question. If we understand the question, we can have a better idea. We can answer better. Yeah.
Okay. So how many types of task one you can have write down? They have write down as we have today's discussed about the table, graph, and diagrams.
Yeah.
Type of task one I discussed today's classes. I discussed in the today's classes table, graph, diagrams, and
maps, also maps.
Yeah. So in four type, you find similarity or differences?
I think at all they are similar to each other.
Quite similar. So same thing you need to write. First you need to write the introduction. That means regarding the question, your understandability. You have to explain. Second thing is the overview. Same thing said. Third thing, the body paragraph. So when you need to write the body paragraph, you have to focus the body paragraph. How many paragraphs? In the first writing task one, we have explained 3 paragraphs. Second, we have explained 2 or more paragraphs. It depends your understandability. Whether you understand how many paragraphs you are going to write. 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs. First of all, you need to understand the question and the fixer. You need to understand the fixer part. Then you can plan how many paragraphs you are going to write down. I think Abdul Rahman, did you understand the question type or did you understand the way of writing?
Yes, sir. I have understand 3 type of question: graphs, table, and maps. I can't understand precisely diagram.
Great, you understand well. You can have write in the future. You can have write down. So I think writing the IELTS is not a big deal for us. Once you know the way of writing, once you have knowledge of basic English, that means sentence to make a sentence, how you need to make sentences, how you have what word you need to use, spending time 20 minutes task one, whether you are able to write at least 150 words regarding the question, regarding the picture or diagram. So keep writing, keep practicing, following my instruction. I think you have a chance to have a high score in IELTS like last one.
Okay, sir.
So I need to know some feedback from you. I don't know your name. You, please. Can you please give idea? I don't know your name. Please, can you share your idea? What do you understand today's classes? How you need to write down task one? Okay. So if you have some question, you can ask, or I have to finish the classes here.
Oh,
Do you
thank
have
you.
question? Ask me.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes.
Sir, most of the time, I get knowledge about graph and maps and chart. Sometimes I am facing problems, sentence making.
So okay, number one question. For sentence making, you have to gather basic English knowledge. You have to learn about how to make sentences. What are the use of class, use of verb, use of complex sentences, complex sentences. First of all, I recommend you learn about the use of verb, how you have to use your verb, how you have to write sentences, and some with the using common word. First of all, you have to emphasize some basic English knowledge. You can follow our free classes with the tips or lessons or teach you some basic English knowledge to write down some sentences, to speak some sentences. To don't join with our SMSR classes or our tips classes. I recommend you to join with their foundation English classes and 10-day challenge classes. They are teaching our learner how to make sentences, how to use a sentence very simple way. So I recommend you to join with the classes, then you can do better.
Okay, sir. Inshallah, you will try.
Any more questions from anyone?
No, thank you.
Okay, so I like to finish the classes here. Thank you very much for joining with me or with us. Thank you again.
Thank you.